Hey everyone, it's Brett from Hope to Prosper, and I'm here in the Petrified Forest National Park with my wife Maria and my dog Millie, and this is the 5th of the national parks we did on our last trip. This was Tawa Point. This is the first overlook. When we first got into the park, it wasn't super impressive, but it did have a really pretty desert scape, so that was nice. It was definitely worth a stop. And we were really lucky because it was cool this day. It was only in the mid-90s, which was crazy because it was well over 100 in Colorado. So we got lucky when we caught this at this temperature. Next, we went to the Painted Desert Inn. We didn't stop. We just kind of checked it out from the outside. It used to be a working inn at one point, but now it's just a museum. So we didn't stop there. We did stop at Whipple Point. This is one of my favorite overlooks that didn't have any petrified forest. It was really pretty. It almost reminded me of Artist's Palette at Death Valley with all the different colors of the mountains. And so this, like I said, this was a really beautiful overlook and probably one of my favorite that didn't have any kind of petrified wood. Would have been nice to go out to a hike there, but even at 92 degrees, it was pretty warm out. So next, we stopped at the Route 66 pullout. And that's a cool overlook. A lot of history there. They have an old car that you could check out, and then where those telephone poles are, that's the original Route 66. So you could actually hike out there if you want and check it out. It's pretty cool. But just a little history there where Route 66 ran through the park, and then if you look in the background, you could see Highway 40, which is basically the new Route 66. So anyways, Route 66 pullout, it was definitely worth the stop. Don't miss that one. Next up was Newspaper Rock. There's a bunch of petroglyphs here. I'm not sure if that's the main rock. There was a number of rocks, and I didn't hike around there, but that's from Native Americans leaving petroglyphs many, many years ago. The history of the park is really neat. Just to know that people were there thousands of years ago living in this area, and it's a tough area to live in. Next, we rolled by the teepees. These are really pretty. They kind of reminded me of in South Dakota, the Badlands, the way they had those red striations like that. And you could go off in the teepees, and then on the right, that was Blue Mesa. We didn't drive out there, but that's also supposedly very pretty. Next, we went to the Crystal Forest. This is the first overlook where we had a bunch of petrified wood to check out, and it was really cool. It was also dog friendly, so we got Millie out, got her out for a walk. She enjoyed it after sitting in the car, and it was just a neat overlook, a neat little hike too. You could go out there, wasn't too far out from the car, and you could see all kinds of petrified wood. They even had a little shaded overlook, which was really nice. There it is in the background. It was kind of like a picnic area, but just with benches, not with a picnic table. But anyways, it was neat. Once you got up there, you could see the petrified wood for miles. It was really a neat stop. Definitely got to stop at the Crystal Forest. Millie liked it. It was Millie approved. But anyways, you could see all the petrified wood back there. Would have been nice, like I said, to go for a little hike, but it was a little warm. I'll have to come back here in the winter one of these times. Next up was Hamalili Dunes. We didn't stop, we just drove by. It's the only dunes in the park. I hope I said that right. And then we went to the Rainbow Forest Museum and Trading Post. This is cool. We didn't stop in the museum. We're not really museum type people, but we did stop in the Trading Post. We looked into buying some petrified wood, but it was very expensive, so we just got some ice creams. Finally, we're wandering down Route 66 by the Wigwam Hotel, and we stopped in Winslow. There's us standing on the corner, and we went to Relic Row Brewing. Highly recommended. Love that place if you ever go. Been there a couple times, and it's great. Well, that's our trip for today, and we will see you on our next big adventure. Our next big adventure is probably going to be Alaska if we don't go somewhere between then, and then I'll have some great footage for you. Thanks for coming by. I wish you all health, happiness, and prosperity.